on the stage, please. Congratulations, sir. We would love to hear from you, sir. Can't wait.
1 minute, let me congratulate him.
Yeah.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and children. I see some children running around. I look at them with interest because they are the next generation of budding seafarers. क्या करूं? Manning करता हूं. You have to look after these things. And जो मोदी जी ने हमारे ऊपर बोला है कि industry के ऊपर increase the footfall of Indian seafarers at sea, so the industry looks after them. So we have to look after them and nurture them. Okay, on a more somber and a more serious note, Mr. Pinto rightly saluted the spirit of Mr. Chaco. In the same way, there is a gentleman who was with us, Captain Indrajit Singh, who expired recently. He was the captain superintendent of our batch, and I think many here who have served on Rajendra will remember him fondly. He has been the guiding light, and because of him, we are what we are today. He gave us the stepping stone towards the industry. Now, before we move, I would like to thank Captain Sunil Nangia, Sangeeta. They are doing a wonderful job year after year. 17 years have just passed, and I've been fortunate enough to attend all the functions that he has hosted. And he does it with such a big heart, never expecting anything in return, only the good wishes of the industry. So we all join him in thanking you. Talking about the fleet management, yes, last year, 2017, and part of this year has been very challenging for us. This was the first time when we faced an adverse situation where the ship owner deserted us, deserted the ships, deserted the crew on board, more than 180 of them, and we stood by the seafarers, we stood by the ship, maintained them, gave them everything they need, and also brought them back to the families. Thanks to the senior team in Hong Kong, Mr. Rajvanshi and Captain Harry Banga, and my colleagues all over India who supported me in supporting the seafarers at sea. So thanks for this wonderful evening, and thanks for the award. Enjoy the evening.
Yes, maybe present
Thank
the
you so
award,
much,
sir, please. And can we have everybody come together for the photograph, please?
Just excuse me, can I call my team, my fleet management team with me? Can the team join me, please?
Please put your hands together.
No award is possible without a team, so thanks to the team effort, please join me. Including Captain Nagarajan, who has come all the way from Hong Kong.
Requesting everybody to please move slightly forward for the photograph, please. Please move slightly forward, sir, for the photograph. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is what true team spirit is all about. Let's have a huge round of applause. let's have a huge round of applause for the Green Company of the Year, MSC Ship Management, inviting Mr. Prabhat Jha and Captain MP Bhasin to please join us on stage to receive this most coveted award. Also being joined by Neeta Jha, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Congratulations, sir. Please tell us more about this green initiative and your campaign. Sir.
Yeah, Captain Bhasin. Yes.
Thank you. We are very honored to have this award from Cellular today in front of August gathering. Thank you. Mr. Prabhat could not come today. He was supposed to be here. But I would like Mrs.
Yes.
Neeta Jha.
Good evening, Sela today. Thank you, Captain Nangya, Madam Sangeeta Nangya, our selection award committee. At the same time, I would like to thank you to all the esteemed government officials and our industry colleague present here. Dear ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to receive this award for MSC Ship Management for its recognition for the caliber and the high performance of our fleet and enduring focus to seafarers' care and professional development. Despite of tough market condition in our industry, MSC continued to invest in modern green fleet, and it will continue to meet the requirements of successful and growing shipping line. MSC manage and maintains the fleet. It is important that it is with a clear and green efficiency, and at the same time, I would like to say that enduring, and we are very focused towards sustainability and environmental friendly way. I convey my thanks to all our seafarers, our masters, chief engineers, crew, and our shore staff, MSC, Ukraine, and Cyprus. At the same time, I would like to thank to our founder, owner, Aponte family, who owns and manages the group of companies MSC and employs over 70,000 people worldwide. I thank you for this prestigious award. Thank you very much.
the stage, please. Congratulations, sir. We would love to hear from you, sir. Can't wait. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and children. I see some children running around. I look at them with interest because they are the next generation of budding seafarers. क्या करूं? मैनिंग करता हूं. You have to look after these things. And जो मोदी जी ने हमारे ऊपर बोला है कि इंडस्ट्री के ऊपर increase the footfall of Indian seafarers at sea, so the industry looks after them. So we have to look after them and nurture them. Okay, on a more somber and a more serious note, Mr. Pinto rightly saluted the spirit of Mr. Chacko. In the same way, this gentleman who was with us, Captain Indrajit Singh, who expired recently, he was the captain superintendent of our batch, and I think many here who have served on Rajendra will remember him fondly. He has been the guiding light, and because of him, we are what we are today. He gave us the stepping stone towards the industry. Now, before we move, I would like to thank Captain Sunil Nangia, Sangeeta. They are doing a wonderful job year after year. 17 years have just passed, and I've been fortunate enough to attend all the functions that he has hosted. And he does it with such a big heart, never expecting anything in return, only the good wishes of the industry. So we all join him in thanking you. Talking about the fleet management, yes, last year, 2017, and part of this year has been very challenging for us. This was the first time when we faced an adverse situation where the ship owner deserted us, deserted the ships, deserted the crew on board, more than 180 of them, and we stood by the seafarers, we stood by the ship, maintained them, gave them everything they need, and also brought them back to the families. Thanks to the senior team in Hong Kong, Mr. Rajvanshi and Captain Hari Banga, and my colleagues all over India who supported me in supporting the seafarers at sea. So thanks for this wonderful evening, and thanks for the award. Enjoy the evening.
Yes, maybe present
Thank
the
you so
award,
much, sir.
sir, please. And can we have everybody come together for the photograph, please?
Just excuse me, can I call my team, my fleet management team with me? Can the team join me, please?
Please put your hands together.
No award is possible without a team, so thanks to the team effort, please join me. Including Captain Nagarajan, who has come all the way from Hong Kong.
Requesting everybody to please move slightly forward for the photograph, please. Please move slightly forward, sir, for the photograph. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is what true team spirit is all about. Let's have a huge round of applause. friends, and welcome to a special edition of Sailor Today TV, your unmissable dose of vitamin C. I'm Umesh Firwani, and I'm going to be your host for this episode. So let's begin. Please share with us some details about your professional and your personal background.
Yes, so I'm actually a Mumbaiite. So I've been born, brought up in Bombay. My entire education has been in Bombay. I hold a double master's. First, like I said, I did my master's in business administration management, and then I shifted my career towards teaching and training. So I hold a degree in master's in education from the university, and of course pursued into lectureship, professional lecturing for training of teachers at all levels. And then I shifted to doing my doctorate. So I've done my PhD in multiple intelligence, which was quite an experience. But it was great because I think it gave a lot of insight into the human mind and how we function. Opportunity came by, like I belong to a seafarer's family. My father has been a master mariner for more than 45 years. So I have lived in that kind of family where people go on to sea, come back to sea. And I got an opportunity to take some workshops for certain institutions here. I started with OARC and MMTI, where human element came in a very big way, I think around 8 years back, if I'm correct. And we needed people to actually start focusing on that side of seafaring. And those workshops turned out to be really nice. And most of the
Hello friends, and welcome to a special edition of Sailor Today TV, your unmissable dose of vitamin C. Hello friends, and welcome to a special edition of Sailor Today TV, your unmissable dose of vitamin C. I'm Umesh Firwani, and I'm going to be your host for this episode. So let's begin. Please share with us some details about your professional and your personal background.
Yes, so I'm actually a Mumbaiite. So I've been born, brought up in Bombay. My entire education has been in Bombay. I hold a double master's. First, like I said, I did my master's in business administration management, and then I shifted my career towards teaching and training. So I hold a degree in master's in education from the university. And of course, pursued into lectureship, professional lecturing for training of teachers at all levels. And then I shifted to doing my doctorate. So I've done my PhD in multiple intelligence, which was quite an experience. But it was great because I think it gave a lot of insight into the human mind and how we function. Opportunity came by, like I belong to a seafarer's family. My father has been a master mariner for more than 45 years. So I have lived in that kind of family where people go on to sea, come back to sea. And I got an opportunity to take some workshops for certain institutions here. I started with OARC and MMTI, where human element came in a very big way, I think around 8 years back, if I'm correct. And we needed people to actually start focusing on that side of seafaring. And those workshops turned out to be really nice. And most of the courses today, even according to the STCW, they started giving a lot of importance to human side of seafarers. Not only that, but also what can we do to make them better. And that's when I actually stepped into the marine industry, and there's no looking back from then. It's been a great journey. A lot of work needs to be done. Personally, yes, I'm married. I have 2 children. My husband is into engineering, and we are working together for the coming up event.
What are the activities, services that are offered here?
So Mindspeak actually is a new company, incepted a couple of years back. The main focus for that name itself was that people should be able to speak up their mind, no matter what the platform is. So this company came up with an idea of providing different services in the area, different areas, be it corporate or be it the marine. In the marine side, yes, Mindspeak has now diversified and we are offering a lot of services. The first one which we are doing is we are conducting behavioral assessment for officers, where we put them through simulators, and there we try and assess their technical skills as well as the human skills. So at Mindspeak, I give them a full array of a report which comprises of different skills which they're exhibiting when they're on these simulators. In fact, you'll be surprised to know that there are times they're technically sound, but when it comes to doing a bridge simulator exercise, they falter, maybe because of stress, not able to handle that particular emergency, and sometimes also the communication which they're having on bridge falters to an extent where people on the bridge are confused as to what is happening. So that is one service which we are giving, and I'm very happy to be associated with IMTC, with Mask Tankers, where we are working on together as a team to provide a good assessment of officers. The second services which we are doing is a counseling service. So I provide counseling to seafarers as well as seafarers' family. I've been doing that extensively now from past 2 years, and it's nice to see that today in India people are opening up to counseling. Earlier it was not the case, where people were not very open to, oh, I have a problem or I need to speak to a counselor. But today I'm glad that many people have approached me, and we've had very long seatings of counseling. Sometimes my longest one was 7 hours. So, but it's good to see that they're benefiting, they're coming out to be stronger, and they're taking a hold of their life. So I am providing counseling services to them. Then the third area which I'm doing is we're conducting workshops. So a lot of workshops are associated with human skills, of course. So on communication, on leadership, and also I'm attached to certain institutions where we are lecturing in Masters Revalidation, Chief Engineers Refreshers course, the UK Chief Mate, I provide lectures for them, and I've also designed certain course materials for certain organizations. The fourth services which I offer is, of course, I do a lot of compilation work and provide courseware. I design courseware for particular courses. I have done one for MMTL just recently, where I worked on the Helm course, which is an MC approved course. So they have got an approval, and they are running that course right now successfully. And the fifth area is, of course, research work. I do a lot of research. Anyone interested in carrying out some kind of research relating to the marine field, it's most encouraging, and full support is given for collection of data, for compiling the data, and providing good results and findings to the industry. I'm also associated with Sailors Society and the India Regional Coordinator for Wellness at Sea program, which I feel is a fantastic program for the human elements. And we are focusing that program where all aspects of seafaring is got into one particular program. We are offering it to many cadet level, where we expect that the cadets go through that course, give them a realistic view of the program, and also go out as stronger individuals on board. So that's a Sailor Society initiative. I'm very happy and proud to be associated with them. It's a wonderful organization, and they're doing great work.
Great. Me too. In fact, I remember our training in Goa. It was such a
We're a part of the train.
Brilliant experience we had over there. So tell me, Dipti, normally what we are talking about is psychology out here. So in psychology, there is this misconception, or people have this is a preconceived notion that if I go to a psychologist, that I have a mental disorder.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm sure you must have faced a lot of hurdles in getting your ideas across, because they believe that I'm technically sound. That means everything is fine.
Yes.
I don't need these kind of human skills to,
Yes.
So how was the? I'm sure. I mean, we both know how important it is.
Absolutely.
But how easy was it to cross that hurdle and get through to the people in concerning making the main decisions?
Yeah, actually, no, it was not very easy. I think in the industry, it takes time for people to accept that, oh yes, our seafarers are facing these kind of problems. There are mental issues, and yes, it's not always necessary that they have a mental issue and they come to me. No, there has been families who have come to me because of the lack of understanding within the family, and a lot of pressure on different aspects, and they are not able to vent it out. So there are sometimes they come just for venting out and to get a guide and get a third person's opinion. But at the same time, pick up any research study which has been happening globally, you will find that suicide rates have increased among seafarers. And of course, there are a lot of depression cases reported now, and everyone is talking about it. But when I share this information, say I'm taking a workshop and I share it's not very well taken. They're like, really? I mean, really, seafarers are committing suicide? They're actually amazed, or they're shocked to even hear it. But the fact is, the studies have shown that there is a lot of issue. In fact, a lot of Indian seafarers are also on the suicide rates have gone up, and companies do talk about it. Companies are also seriously taking up this matter now, that why is this happening and what is the reason behind it. So I think because the things have increased now, a lot of reports have been submitted now, so this whole area has now been taken up seriously by the industry. Thankfully, I think now it's the right time where people are now started taking action for the seafarers. So
Brilliant, Dipti. So if you could highlight to us the scope of the convention on human intervention in the maritime industry to us that you're organizing next month.
Yeah, so basically this convention on human intervention is focusing on the human side of seafarers, along with the technical intervention a bit, which is again related with the human side. So here in this convention, we are going to be focusing on the assessment of skills of seafarers. It's a launch platform for assessment tools, and also we have a Sailor Society coming in to talk about the Wellness at Sea program, and also a little bit on wastewater management on board the vessels. There will also be this is a platform where people will come together. There will be deliberations where people will question that how much work has to be done still as far as the human skills are concerned. So I'm really excited, and I hope everybody gets a good insight into what is in store for the human side of seafarers through this.
So if you could highlight to us again, who is the target audience that you'll be addressing to?
Yes, so we have people from all the scope of the marine fraternity attending the program. I'm very honored that Dr. Malini Shankar, the DG of shipping, has agreed to be the chief guest for the function. We have JC Anand sir, he's a stalwart, everybody knows him, and he's going to be the guest of honor. We
talking about Mindspeak and of course about convention on this human intervention. Tell me, how do you plan to attract and reach out to your target audience?
Honestly, I didn't have to put that much effort, because the companies whom we have visited and spoken to, I think they have liked the subject so much that honestly it has not taken me an effort to invite people. Good gamut of people. We are expecting a crowd of over 100 people, and I think less efforts has gone into it, because I think the content of the convention itself is very strong and appealing, and it's the need of the hour.
The question of the hour. Please tell us when is this event, where is it happening? If somebody wants to register, how do they do that? Please.
Sure. So it's happening on the 15th of July 2018. 5 p.m. is the registration at Time and Again Banquet, which is next to Raheja Classic. So we are expecting people to be on time, so we start the event on time.
You could highlight to us what is the final goal that you wish to accomplish from this convention? How do you think it's, what's the main purpose for this?
Right. So the main purpose for this convention is that what are the areas in which we can do better for our own seafarers? How can we improve their human skills so as to make them more productive, more wholesome human beings? So at the end of this convention, what we're looking for, and it'll be like an insight for all those who are attending, that yes, there is still a lot of scope to work, and there are tools which will help us to make these seafarers much, much more effective in their lives, not only as technically sound people on board, but also as human beings.
As it's commonly said, mind over matter. I personally believe it's mind is matter,
Absolutely.
actually, right? So quantum scientists have proved that.
Absolutely.
So I would like you to highlight to us when we talk about human skills assessment and technical skills assessment, how are they different and how they can be integrated, and especially in relation with the maritime industry?
Absolutely. So basically, when you talk about technical skill, it's about their navigation, how they're handling the equipments, and etc. So that's not my forte. Human skills, yes, primarily we are seeing that even if someone is technically sound, but because of lacking of some human skills, say for example, communication skill, it's the main, I think the primarily most vital skill required today. So if he's faltering in that, it may lead to some other misunderstanding, which may create a further issue on board. So human skills intervention into this area is where we'll try and assess them in certain skills, see what they're coming out in that, and try and improve them on those skills. So if they're good at the human skills and if they're technically strong, they become brilliant, productive seafarers at the end of it.
Which finally results in profits for the company.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So communication can be verbal, non-verbal. Sometimes it's just a tone of voice that would, could create a, irreversible effect. So if you could highlight to us some more important areas of behavior, because since you're talking about psychology out here,
Right.
in human skills.
Right.
So some more areas other than communication that you think are, causing that problem.
Absolutely. One thing, just for everyone, a clarification. These are not psychometric tests, all right? These are basically checking human skills. It is not a psychometric assessment. So human skills, there are 9 tools which have been designed. Interpersonal communication, assertiveness, leadership, team building, motivation, that is self-motivation, adaptability, mentoring, and stress test. And most important, emotional intelligence. So when we are using this in combination, we can actually find out that if a person, say for example, his emotional intelligence is lower, his stress test will also not show very good results, because people with lower EQ are not able to handle stress well. So these are the tools which can be used in combinations so as to make them more effective as far as handling these, because at the end of it, if your mental strength is not there, then it's going to reflect in your behavior. And what we are seeing over observations is that behavior of the seafarer changes in different situations. So if we can build up on those skills, then he will possibly be a stronger individual to carry out his operations on board.
Mind power is actually one of the most strongest force in the human element, which is, I think, the most neglected force also.
Absolutely.
And the awareness is coming thanks to wonderful people like you. So Dipti, if you could tell us, those who are watching this interview, how they could strengthen their mind power or train their mind power or something basically, of course, relating to our maritime industry, our seafarers.
Yes, so at Mindspeak, we have also designed various workshops. So when we're talking about skill assessment, it doesn't end there. So once if you're assessed and you're not good at it, or maybe you're showing lower scores, then there are certain workshops which are specially designed for the seafarers, wherein we empower them by transferring those skills to them, and they are able to apply it in the real life setting, and then see the difference of how they were before and how they are going to be now. So
companies play an important role, how the crew plays an important role. What I think also needs to be addressed, which I'm sure you have addressed, is how do you tackle the families out here, because they are an important part of the entire equation.
I would totally believe, people who say that we keep our personal life separate and professional, it doesn't happen that way. If something is wrong in our personal life, it definitely has an impact on our real life and our professional life on board. And we have had examples like these where tensions at home have created a person to actually even commit suicide on board. Sadly, but that's the true thing. So yes, for Seafarers family, I'm also trying to work on something where we can gather the seafarers families, the wives of the seafarers, and organize workshops for them as well, so that they also get an insight into what is the life of a seafarer on board. How do they live? What do they do? And what kind of, tensions and stress and work commitments they have on board, and how difficult it is when they don't get that support from the family. And it's only.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dipti. Really a pleasure having you here on behalf of Sailor Today. Thank you so much for being a part of this episode and sharing all those wonderful insights.
Thank you so much, Umesh. Thank you so much, Captain Nagia, for having me here on Sailors Today.
चेक करना सर. फिर स्काइप का भी ऑन कर दूँ. ओके सर.
evening, ladies, gentlemen, and children. I see some children running around. I look at them with interest because they are the next generation of budding seafarers. क्या करूँ? Planning करता हूँ. You have to look after these things. And जो मोदी जी ने हमारे ऊपर बोला है कि industry को होगा. Very different role of Indian seafarers and sea. So the industry looks after them. We have to look after them too. On a more sober and a more serious note, Mr. Pinto rightly saluted aspiration. Attend all the functions. Such a big heart, never expecting anything in return, only the good wishes of the industry. So we all join in thanking you. Thank you. Talking about fleet management, yes. Last year, 2017, and part of this year has been very challenging for us. This was the first time when we faced an adverse situation where the ship owner deserted us, deserted the ships, deserted the crew on board, more than 180 of them. And we stood by the seafarers, we stood by the ship, maintained them, gave them everything they need, and also brought them back to the families. Thanks to the senior team in Hong Kong, Mr. Rajwanshi and Captain Harry Banga, and my colleagues all over India who supported me in supporting the seafarers at sea. So thanks for this wonderful evening, and thanks for the award. Enjoy the evening.
Yes, maybe present
Thank
the
you so
award,
much, sir.
please. And can we have everybody come together for the photograph, please?
Just excuse me, can I call my team, my fleet management team with me? Can the team join me, please?
Please put your hands together.
No award is possible without a team, so thanks to the team effort, please join me. Including Captain Nagarajan, who has come all the way from Hong Kong.
Requesting everybody to please move slightly forward for the photograph, please. Please move slightly forward, sir, for the photograph. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is what true team spirit is all about. Let's have a huge round of applause.
employment ashore goes to the dynamic captain, M.S. Nagarajan, fondly called Captain Naga. Bold, enterprising, innovative, he is someone who has always been by his team members' welfare. As well, he's made it his #1 priority, the go-to man for any crisis. Let's have a huge round for Captain Naga. We'd like to invite Mrs. Nirmala, please to come and join us on stage. Truly a proud moment.
Congratulations, sir. We would love to hear a few words about your life's experience.
Yeah, sure. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you so much for being here. And to begin with, to come on this stage has been a life journey for me, and a lot of people have been responsible to make this happen. First and foremost, I want to thank Captain Sunil Langia, who has been my friend for many years, and Sangeeta and the Sailor Today team for bestowing this award. Few days ago, I was spending time with a Norwegian owner who had come, and we talked about passion. Passion for your work and passion for this industry. And we both agreed that the biggest sufferer is the family. Family gets taken for granted. So in the long list of people who I want to thank first, let me first thank my wife Nirmala and my son Jay, who have allowed me to do what I want to do and show my passion towards my work. I started my career with Scindia's and then went on, and last 20 years I worked with Fleet. And at Fleet, and you saw on the clip, Mr. Rajvanshi has been my mentor and guide for the last 20 years, or maybe more, even 30 years. So I want to thank him, then the Banga family, Mr. Banga, Angad Banga, Mrs. Banga, all the people. They support you, they encourage me all the time to think out of the box and do something. So they deserve a special thanks. Then nobody can do this alone. You need a dedicated team to support you. I've been blessed to have a team. And in India, I have a great friend and the team leader in India, Captain Rangnagar, Prashant. He's a dear friend and he supports you wholeheartedly. There are many names I want to take in the Bombay office, starting with Girish Mishra, Dilip Mishra, Neer, Sailesh Tiwari. So many names. There are 80 of them, so I don't want to take all the names. There are people from Delhi, Tushar, and the rest of the gang all over India. They bring great energy to this team, and they make us happen. At Fleet, we've reached 450 ships last year. Just now, as we talk, we're reaching 460. But this energy that comes is only because of the team that we have and the dedication that we show. And to conclude, I want to thank all the members of my family, my sister and my daughter Divya, my brother Anand, who they came to support me and share this moment with me. And to all of you, and to all my friends who sail on the ships and make me a success story by doing a great job on the ship. Thank you, sirs. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, and congratulations.
Today, we are here to welcome those families and make them feel delighted and joyous. Yet another day in IMI, 96 jubilant cadets are ready to join the blue economy. I, Cadet Vikrant Devendra Sharma and Cadet Shashwa Shandilya.
क्या यार तू तो मुझे पीछे गया था स्टार्ट करने के लिए you know what you forgot one thing that is our tradition we are here present you know our national language is Hindi so you should have started the program in a different way so now do not Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha मैं सर्वप्रथम यहाँ उपस्थित हमारे गुरुजनों को व अभिभावकों को प्रणाम करता हूँ एवं सभी सहपाठियों का व अतिथिगणों का अभिनंदन करता हूँ आज के हमारे मुख्य अतिथि
बस sidelines to desire has been fulfilled today with the presence of Shri Amitabh Kumar, Additional Director General of Shipping, accompanied by Mrs. Lekha Kumar as our chief guest, who have travelled all the way from Mumbai only to attend our program and make this occasion a memorable one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are not done yet. We also have Captain Prashant Ramnekar from Fleet Management Limited.
Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. Sunlight expels
Flowers are the bounty of nature, which express humility and tenderness of human emotions. They reflect both warmth and welcome. I request Soma ma'am to present a bouquet to our chief guest, Mrs. Lekha Kumar, as an expression of our affection and reverence. And now, I will request Veena ma'am to present a bouquet to Shri Amitabh Kumar.
request Captain Prashant Arnegan, our guest of honor, to accept our gratitude through a bouquet presented by Babita ma'am. I would request Captain Kalra to come up on stage and present the course report.
Our distinguished guest, Mrs. Neha Kumar, Chief Guest, Shri Amitabh Kumar Ji, Captain Prashant Ragnekar, our guest of honor, esteemed guests from the shipping fraternity, Chairman sir, IMI staff, proud parents, and I can see some prouder grandparents in this hall, and of course, dear cadets. It is my honor to present the course report on the occasion of passing out ceremony of 27th batch of DNS. 1 year back from now, we at IMI welcome these 96 cadets who are present in the hall with dreams in their eyes, entering cadets hostel with their suitcases and baggage. They belong to different states, different languages, Kashmir to Kanyakumari and Gujarat to Assam. Many were accompanied with their dear ones who encouraged them to take this first step towards the journey, towards the vast expanse of oceans. Thence commenced their pre-sea training. Today we have gathered here to celebrate the successful completion of their pre-sea training. The cadets here were sponsored by renowned companies like Mediterranean Shipping Company, Fleet Management Limited, V-Ships, PIL, Dock and Tail, amongst many others. Pre-sea training involved approximately 800 hours of theory and also the practical in basic seamanship and the basic marine engineering. Pre-sea training is not only just the study of these subjects and passing the Maritime University exam. Seafarer is required to prove himself as a team member on ship manned by multinational crew. It is not uncommon to find yourself on ship with you being the only Indian. It was our duty at IMI to ensure that the cadets from different corners of our country were put up in such a way that they are forced to mingle, break inertia, and make best of the friends whomsoever they were asked to work with as a team. Jobs at sea also calls for strict adherence to mandatory rules and regulations. The consequence of non-compliance can be disastrous. In order to make these cadets fit for sea service, it is our job to inculcate in them deep respect towards rules. Cadets were made to carry out night duties, parade, fallen, flag hoisting at colors, and also given responsibilities as class leaders and the cadet captains. Seafarers must always be fit. It needs no emphasis. On board ship, once out of no replacements. There is no casual leave, there is no annual leave, there is no medical leave. Again, recognizing this, it was our job to instill importance of being healthy and active in seafaring. Sports competition amongst the classes, between the departments, and also amongst the institutes in Greater Noida were held, and our cadets participated in those competitions. Our cadets also bagged the first prize in sports in the National Maritime Games. IMI also sponsored 2 cadets, one Shubham Sivaj from Fleet and Shaswat Srivastav from MSc, who were deputed for the workshop held at Munawar. In addition, 30 cadets of Fleet were taken to Rishikesh for outdoor camp organized by he's sitting here. Thank you. At IMI, we also make them aware of the social responsibilities towards our fellow citizens. Tree plantation, Swachh Bharat and blood donation activities were organized where these cadets participated with great enthusiasm. Shipping companies had put in trust. They had trusted us and given these cadets to us. Now we are returning these cadets, budding cadets, ready to go on board ship. They are itching to take on their first voyage, where sound of waves and fragrance of the sea breeze awaits them. Thank you. First, we'll begin with the awards ceremony. First, I'll call upon Captain Sumit Nanda of V-Ship to give away the award to Cadet Vikas. Cadet Vikas has scored distinction, that is above 80%, and has got first prize in the V-Ship class. Next is the embassy prizes. For embassy prizes, I request Shri Himanshu Chawla to please come on the stage. Embassy prizes, the first embassy prize for standing first in academics goes to Cadet Vikrant Devendra Sharma. The next embassy prize is Cadet Shashwat Srivastava for standing first in navigation. We have one more prize that for MSc Cadet, and we want you to kindly give away that prize to Cultural Excellence is Cultural to Cadet Harmeet Singh. Next, fleet cadets.